This bully had underestimated Naoya Inoue from the very beginning. It started long before the bell ever rang. First, his coach reportedly showed disrespect to Inoue's father, who was not only his trainer but also the man who had guided him through every step of his career. That alone would have been enough to ignite a fire in any fighter, but it didn't stop there. In interviews, the opponent mocked Inoue openly, laughing at him, calling him names, and making it clear that he believed he controlled the narrative, the ring, and even the outcome before stepping into it. He kept talking and kept playing games, believing himself untouchable. For Inoue, the first encounter with this opponent had been winnable, and everyone around him knew it. Yet, despite the past victory, the preparation for the next encounter was on an entirely different level. This time, Inoue and his team were more focused, more precise, and more determined. Sparring sessions had been carefully designed to simulate the exact style of his opponent, ensuring that nothing in the ring would catch him off guard. They trained at altitudes exceeding 10,000 feet above sea level, pushing their endurance to the limit. Every day that passed, Inoue's confidence grew. He felt it in his movements, in his timing, and in the rhythm of his training. The preparation was painstaking, and the mental readiness was unmatched. Going into the fight against Emanuel Rodriguez, he knew this was his toughest challenge yet. He had won world titles early in his career, yes, but this was a unification bout, a contest that demanded not just skill but mental fortitude and an unyielding will to dominate. What his opponent didn't realize was that Naoya Inoue would not just fight him, he would overwhelm him in ways that were both precise and terrifying. Inoue's reputation had been building steadily, a combination of brutal power, pinpoint accuracy, and the ability to end fights in moments when others seemed untouchable. His career was marked by knockouts that left fans and commentators alike stunned. Each opponent who stepped into the ring with him knew, at least theoretically, the danger they faced, but theory was not the same as experience. Inoue's combination of speed, accuracy, and devastating body shots created a style uniquely his own, one that required opponents to adapt instantly or be destroyed systematically. The fight against Antonio Nieves on September 9, 2017, had been a defining moment in his career. More than a title defense, it was Inoue's American debut, an opportunity to show the world that the Japanese monster was not merely hype but a force to be reckoned with. From the very first round, Inoue dominated the ring. His footwork was sharp and calculated, his timing perfect, and his punches carried the crushing power that had earned him his fearsome nickname. While some fighters struggled to find their rhythm, Inoue controlled every inch of the ring, dictating pace, distance, and the trajectory of the fight. Nieves was skilled, but Inoue's preparation and innate talent turned every exchange into a demonstration of precision and power. The strategy was meticulous. Inoue broke Nieves down slowly and methodically, using his jab to open opportunities for devastating body shots that landed with surgical precision. Every punch to the midsection sapped energy, tested resolve, and demonstrated the depth of Inoue's technical mastery. It was relentless. Even when his opponent tried to recover, Inoue adapted seamlessly, continuing to press forward with combinations that left little room for response. The sixth round showed no mercy. Inoue's relentless attacks, measured yet explosive, forced Nieves' corner to make a decision. The punishment had been too great. A final left to the body, executed with perfect timing, ended the bout. Inoue had not only defended his title, but he had also done so in a way that made a statement to the entire boxing world. 2 years later, on May 18, 2019, Inoue faced perhaps the most anticipated bout of his career at the SSE Hydro in Glasgow, Scotland. The World Boxing Super Series Bantamweight semi-final brought him face-to-face with Emanuel Rodriguez, an undefeated IBF world champion known for his skill, speed, and precision. But behind the scenes, tensions had already escalated. According to those close to Inoue, a confrontation occurred backstage when both teams were preparing in adjacent dressing rooms. Words were exchanged, and then, in a shocking moment, a member of Rodriguez's coaching staff pushed Inoue's father. For Inoue, calm and focused by nature, This was the spark that turned determination into a burning, almost uncontrollable drive. The fight was no longer only about titles or accolades. It had become a mission to defend his family's honor. When the opening bell rang, both fighters approached with caution, each respecting the other's abilities. Rodriguez attempted to assert himself early, utilizing movement and jabs to control distance. Yet Inoue remained ice-cold, reading every movement, timing every strike, and analyzing every opportunity. By the second round, Inoue's explosive intent became evident. A perfectly timed left hook to the body dropped Rodriguez to the canvas for the first time in his professional career. The crowd roared at the display of power and precision, but Inoue barely registered the reaction. He was focused, methodical, and relentless. Every punch that followed was designed to maximize impact and minimize recovery, demonstrating a mastery of both physical and psychological aspects of the fight. Rodriguez rose to continue, but Inoue's assault was unrelenting. Another left hook to the ribs, and Rodriguez went down again. Pain and exhaustion were evident, yet the fight continued, only briefly interrupted by the referee's count. Inoue's ability to combine technical skill with raw aggression was extraordinary. Every movement was calculated yet executed with an intensity that left opponents struggling to respond. Within moments, a combination of a left hook to the body and a right uppercut sent Rodriguez to the canvas for a third and final time. Just 1 minute and 19 seconds into the second round, the match ended decisively. Inoue had not simply won, he had annihilated a world champion. Titles were unified, and Inoue's path to the WBSS final was cemented, but more importantly, he sent a resounding message. Disrespect and arrogance would not go unanswered. Inoue's victories were never mere happenstance. They were the result of preparation, focus, and a deep personal drive that transcended the sport itself. What set Inoue apart was not just his physical prowess but the combination of strategy, precision, and raw emotion. Each punch carried intention. Each movement was calculated to maximize effectiveness. Opponents who had studied him often found that in practice, he was precise and disciplined, but in the heat of the match, his instincts and preparation converged into a force that was nearly unstoppable. He maintained balance and timing even while delivering some of the hardest, most punishing punches in the bantamweight division. His ability to read the ring, anticipate moves, and respond instantly made him one of the most dangerous fighters in the world. Inoue's career continued to evolve. Every bout became a testament to his discipline, his ability to adapt, and his sheer power. His early victories were impressive, but each successive fight showed deeper levels of preparation and strategy. The combination of body shots, speed, and uppercuts made him unpredictable, while his defensive awareness and footwork ensured that even the most skilled opponents could not find an opening. Those who had underestimated him in the past learned quickly that Inoue was both patient and merciless. He would wait for the perfect moment to strike, and when it came, the results were decisive. Training for Inoue was not only physical but also intensely psychological. Time at high altitudes, sparring with partners who mimicked his opponent's style, and mental exercises designed to enhance focus and reaction time were all part of the regimen. Beyond the physical preparation, the emotional stakes were always present. The incidents with coaches, insults from opponents, and the protection of his family's honor were catalysts that fueled his performances. The intensity with which he approached each bout made it clear that in the ring, Inoue was an entirely different entity, methodical yet explosive, calm yet devastating. Every knockout Inoue delivered was a study in timing and precision. From perfectly placed jabs to body shots designed to sap stamina, he demonstrated not only strength but also an understanding of human anatomy and leverage. Observers noted that his approach was not brute force alone. It was intelligence applied with brutal effectiveness. Watching him in action, one could see the culmination of years of preparation, discipline, and innate talent. His ability to combine speed, power, and accuracy created moments in the ring that were both spectacular and terrifying for his opponents. The narrative of Inoue's career cannot be separated from the story of his personal journey. From his early days in Japan to his debut on American soil, he carried with him not just the skill of a trained athlete, but the determination of someone who had faced challenges and emerged stronger. Every insult, every slight, every underestimation by others only sharpened his focus. He transformed external negativity into an internal drive that powered each punch, each combination, and each victory. Inoue's bouts were often over quickly, but the impression they left was long-lasting. Whether in Japan, the United States, or Europe, audiences recognized the rare combination of skill and raw power. His rise through the ranks was not merely a series of victories, but a demonstration of his evolving mastery of the sport. Even against opponents with long undefeated records, Inoue consistently proved that preparation, precision, and emotional focus could overcome experience, strategy, and early confidence. Beyond the wins and the titles, Inoue's story is one of personal honor, family devotion, and unyielding ambition. The encounters with opponents who mocked or disrespected him became chapters in a larger narrative of resilience. Each fight showcased not just physical dominance but the importance of discipline, focus, and emotional control. Inoue's ability to channel anger and frustration into precise action made him not only a champion but also a symbol of what can be achieved when talent is combined with relentless preparation. As Inoue continued his career, he faced increasingly formidable opponents. Each bout required adaptation, strategy, and the capacity to overcome not only physical challenges but psychological ones as well. Yet, even in these moments, the core of Inoue's approach remained unchanged. Understand the opponent, anticipate their moves, exploit weaknesses, and execute with devastating precision. This methodical yet explosive style ensured that few could match him in the ring. His legacy, even before reaching the peak of his career, was already being written. From early victories to unifying titles, Inoue's impact on boxing was undeniable. Fans and critics alike acknowledged his skill, but those who faced him personally understood the full extent of his ability. Inoue's career became a study in mastery, not only of technique but also of timing, psychological warfare, and strategic execution. Looking back, it is clear that Naoya Inoue's rise was fueled by more than talent. Preparation, focus, and the drive to protect his family's honor transformed him from a skilled boxer into an unstoppable force. Every knockout, every well-timed combination, and every perfectly placed body shot was the result of meticulous planning and emotional investment. Opponents who underestimated him often learned their lesson quickly, as Inoue combined technical expertise with an almost predatory instinct in the ring. The lessons from Inoue's career extend beyond boxing. Discipline, preparation, emotional control, and the ability to channel external pressures into focused action can apply to any endeavor. His story illustrates the power of combining skill with strategy and emotion, and the results are nothing short of extraordinary. Inoue's fights continued to captivate audiences. The precision, power, and timing of his attacks became hallmarks of his style. Observers marveled at his ability to remain composed while delivering punishing blows, and his opponents often had no choice but to succumb to the relentless pressure. Each bout reinforced the reputation of the Japanese monster, a fighter whose dominance was not just a matter of strength but of intelligence, preparation, and emotional resilience. Even years after his early victories, Inoue remained a symbol of excellence in the Bantamweight division. He consistently demonstrated that preparation, skill, and mental fortitude could overcome adversity and opposition. His career, marked by decisive wins, record-breaking performances, and unforgettable moments, became a blueprint for aspiring fighters. Naoya Inoue's story is not simply about victories in the ring, but about the relentless pursuit of mastery. Each bout, each training session, and each challenge faced outside the ring contributed to the development of a champion who combined precision, power, and emotional intensity. His ability to analyze opponents, adapt strategies, and execute with perfection elevated him to a status few could match. From his American debut to unifying titles against top-ranked opponents, Inoue's journey reflects the importance of preparation, determination, and purpose. His legacy continues to inspire, showing that talent alone is not enough, success comes from focus, discipline, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. The story of Naoya Inoue is one of triumph, resilience, and the undeniable power of skill applied with precision and intent.